Here's a fact the entire casino industry is built on. Over a long enough time, you cannot win. Not because you're unlucky, and not because the games are rigged in the way you'd think. They don't need to cheat. The math does the work for them, quietly, patiently, and with total certainty. But the math is only half of it. The building itself, the carpet, the lighting, the layout, the free drinks, the missing clocks, every single detail is engineered to keep you playing longer than you meant to. A casino is a machine for gently separating you from your money, and it is one of the most sophisticated psychological environments ever built. So let's pull the whole machine apart. The maths, the building, and the one trick that works directly on your brain, the one that makes losing feel like winning. By the end, you'll never walk through a casino the same way again. Start with the foundation, the house edge. Every game in a casino is very slightly tilted in the casino's favor. Not enough for you to notice in one night. On roulette, for instance, there are numbers on the wheel that mean that even a fair bet pays out slightly less than the true odds. That tiny gap, a few percent, is the entire business. It doesn't sound like much. It doesn't have to be. Here's why that tiny edge is unbeatable. In 1 hour, anything can happen. You might win big. The casino knows that. They're fine with it. But across millions of bets from thousands of people every single day, that small percentage becomes an iron law. Individual luck cancels out. The edge does not. The casino isn't betting against you. It's betting against everyone, forever, and the average always pays. Okay, so the maths guarantees they win eventually. Then why bother with all the psychology? Why the fancy carpets? Because the maths only works if you keep playing. The single most valuable thing a casino can steal from you isn't money. It's your sense of time. The longer you stay, the more bets you make, and the more certainly the edge grinds you down. So the entire building is designed to make time vanish. There are famously no clocks on the walls, and no windows, so you never see the sun rise, or set, or rise again. The layout is a deliberate maze. There are almost no straight lines and no easy exits. To get anywhere, the bathroom, the restaurant, the door, you're routed past bank after bank of games. Classic casino design curves the pathways so you're always facing more machines, never a clear way out. You came to leave. The building has other ideas. Even the carpet is a weapon. Casino carpets are famously loud, busy, and often genuinely ugly, clashing colors and chaotic patterns. This isn't a mistake. A busy floor subtly pushes your gaze up, off the ground, and onto the bright, inviting machines at eye level. You're being nudged, literally, to look at what makes them money. The free drinks are one of the oldest tricks there is. They're not generosity. Alcohol lowers your judgment and your caution exactly when the casino needs you to keep betting. And the deeper point is reciprocity. When someone gives you something for free, you feel a subtle pull to stay, to keep playing, to not be the person who took a free drink and left. The drink is an investment, and you are the return. And notice you're never handed cash. You're given chips. This is one of the most important tricks of all. Spending a physical 20-pound note hurts. Your brain registers real loss. Sliding a plastic chip across a table barely registers at all. By converting your money into colorful tokens, the casino quietly disconnects the act of betting from the feeling of losing real money. You're spending the whole time. It just doesn't feel like it. But the true masterpiece of casino design is the slot machine. They generate the majority of many casinos' profits, and every element of them, the sounds, the lights, the spin, the rhythm, has been refined over decades to be as compelling as humanly possible. A modern slot machine is a psychology laboratory dressed up as a game. The core trick is something called a variable reward schedule. If a machine paid out every 10th spin, you'd get bored. If it never paid, you'd quit. But a reward that comes at random, unpredictable intervals is the single most compelling pattern known to psychology. It's the exact same mechanism that makes you refresh your phone. Your brain becomes obsessed with the possibility of the next one, not the reward, the maybe. But there's one trick more powerful than all the others. It's so effective that it's the reason slot machines are, by some measures, more addictive than almost anything else legal. And it works by taking a loss, an actual loss, and making your brain treat it like a win. It's called the near miss. Imagine the slot reels land on cherry, and then, just barely, a lemon. So close. You almost won. Now here's the devastating part. Brain scans show that a near miss, a loss where you almost won, activates nearly the same reward circuitry as an actual win. It shouldn't. You lost. You lost money. But your brain lights up as if you nearly succeeded and floods you with the urge to try again. And machines are deliberately engineered to produce these near misses far more often than random chance would. And this is where the tone has to change, honestly, because all of this design, the maze, the chips, the near miss, lands hardest on the people who can least afford it. For most people, gambling is a night out with a set budget, and that's genuinely fine. But these same mechanisms are exactly what make gambling addiction so devastating, and slot machines in particular are engineered in a way that can trap vulnerable people badly. The machine that's fun for one person is a genuine danger to another, and the design doesn't distinguish between them. Here's the honest reframe. None of this means casinos are evil. Exactly. The odds are public, nobody's forced through the door, and for plenty of people it's just entertainment they've budgeted for. But you deserve to know that everything in there, down to the carpet under your feet, was designed by very clever people to work on your psychology. The house doesn't beat you with luck. It beats you with maths, patience, and a deep understanding of your own brain. And the single best defense is simply seeing the machine for what it is. So how do casinos make sure you always lose? They don't need to. They just make sure you always play. They bend time, disguise your money, exhaust your judgment, and hijack the part of your brain that chases maybe. And then they let the maths do what maths always does. Slowly, certainly, in their favor. The casino is the purest version of a lesson that's everywhere once you see it. When something is free, fun, and frictionless, and someone else built it, it's worth asking, calmly, who profits when you stay? Usually, it isn't you. So next time you're on a casino floor and you can't find a clock or a window, smile. You'll know exactly what the building is trying to do. Hit subscribe. We've been pulling apart the supermarket, the printer aisle, and now the casino, and there's plenty more built to work on you. See you there.